Hello, welcome to an episode I'm throwing in between my 2000s Battle Royals because I've been working on this one for a while and I finally finished. So I thought I would stick it in here, and I went through and ranked my top 50 movies, not just horror, all movies, all genres from 2010. Because this is going to be something I do after I do my 2000s Battle Royals. I'm going to be doing a top 50 for each year of the 2010s, one at a time. And I finished up 2010, so I figured I would put the video up in between, because this one's going to be a longer video. So get comfy, because I'm going to go through 50 from my collection, and I actually own my top 50 as well. I didn't have to leave any out because they're only on streaming and you can't buy them or anything like that. This is my official top 50 movies of 2010. Watched almost all of them. And I am going to do a cheat. One cheat. And that's because I wanted to record this tonight. And I saved one movie. I had one movie left to watch. And I didn't watch it because it was almost 3 hours long, and I didn't realize that. So I was like, okay, I'll just include it. So technically this is a top 49 video, because at 50 I'm going to put the one movie I didn't watch, and that's 13 Assassins from Takashi Miike, director of Audition and like 100 other movies. But this seemed right up my alley, and I'm assuming it would probably be like a 4.5 to a 5, based on what I know of him as a director, based on how much I like samurai movies, and how bloody this sounds, and how awesome this sounds. I'm guessing this would be nearing the top of my list. But I saved it for tonight, and I'm like, oh, I'll watch that, and then I'll record, and then I'm like, oh shit, 3 hour runtime almost? Like, I wouldn't be able to start the video until like almost midnight by the time I finish this. So I'm just gonna do a cheat and be like, I know this would be high on my list, but I didn't watch it. So it's gonna take the 50th spot. But I highly recommend grabbing it, probably. I assume it's really good. So that'll be my 50th. So in 49th place, I have Alice in Wonderland. I enjoy most of this. I'm not a huge fan of Johnny Depp in this movie. And I know that's crazy because he's going all out and he's giving everything he's got. He just kind of irritates me a little bit. I don't find him that funny, and he's kind of irritating. But other than that, it's a solid adaptation of Alice in Wonderland live action. So, yeah, 49th place. In 48th place, I have Faster with The Rock. Solid. I actually really like this. It's a fun action movie, just straight up. It actually says that. What the heck? It actually says the best straight up action film of the year. Yeah, so straight up action. But yeah, it's corruption. Rock gets out of jail. He used to be a bad dude. He got fucked over by some people, and now he's out on a revenge mission to try and figure out who fucked him over. And he's Billy Bob Thornton's in it as a cop. There's some twists and turns. It's pretty solid, solid action thriller. I'd definitely give Faster a watch if you haven't seen it. It's one of the Rock's like better, just quick paced action movies. And then in 47th place, I have Morning Glory. Just a really good, heartfelt rom-com here with a stellar cast. Rachel McAdams, Harrison Ford, Diane Keaton, Patrick Wilson. Those are your leads, and then there's a whole bunch of supporting cast too. Jeff Goldblum, like a whole bunch. This is a stellar cast here. And basically, Rachel McAdams is she gets a job on a morning show as a host, and she has to work alongside Harrison Ford, and he's just kind of like an old disgruntled reporter, and just kind of had enough, and she has to try to work with all this. She doesn't get a job as a reporter. She gets a job as a producer for the show. And yeah, she meets Patrick Wilson, and it's a love story / comedy. But it was just really good. I really enjoyed it. Not going to spend a lot of time on these. I have to go through 50 of them. Next up here in 46th place, we have Frozen. This one's directed by Adam Green, director of the Hatchet series. And this is, I would argue, one of his best movies. This is uncomfortable, man. It actually caused me to have like a panic attack when I was watching it. It was really brutal. Because it's 3 friends and they get stuck on a ski lift overnight, and it's freezing. Oh, for the weekend, sorry, not overnight. For the whole weekend. They shut the ski lift down when they're on it still, and then everyone goes home and they're just stuck on this thing for the whole weekend, and it has some brutal shit in it. Kevin Zegers is in it, from born right here in Woodstock, Ontario. Shawn Ashmore. And basically the stuff these 3 go through is gut-wrenching, and to do with just your skin freezing and wolves down below waiting. What happens to one of them with the wolves is like heartbreaking, sick to your stomach. Must see. It's a brutal movie, just unpleasant. And then, next up, in 45th place, this is from my Superman Blu-ray collection of all the animated movies. This one is Superman Batman Apocalypse, it's called. Right down here at the bottom. And this is a nice little Superman set, too. Like, it's just one of these cases, but each movie has its own Blu-ray disc, which is nice. Every single one of them. That's the one we're dealing with today. Superman, Batman, Apocalypse. And yeah, comes with a good, solid collection of the animated films, which I'm a huge fan of. Love the DC animated movies. But yeah, Apocalypse, it just sees Superman and Batman storyline come together to fight the supervillain Apocalypse. He's trying to take over the world, the classic end of the world supervillains, because Apocalypse is one of DC's like big name villains. So you get to see that along with a whole bunch of other ones make appearances. It's pretty solid, decent one. And then next up, 44th place, I have Iron Man 2 from my Iron Man trilogy here on Blu-ray. I've never upgraded these to 4K, because to be honest, these Blu-rays are all really high quality. I'm like, I think these are good enough. Like, I paid $16 for this trilogy on Blu-ray. Or I can pay like $25, $30 each for the 4Ks. I'm like, God, that price. I'm just not willing. So, I'm keeping them on this. But Iron Man 2, you have Mickey Rourke as Whiplash. This is one of the weakest, I think. One of the weakest movies in the entire MCU. It's just, it doesn't do a whole lot. It's just trying to highlight how cool Tony Stark is through the whole movie, basically. But I do like a couple of the scenes after you get about halfway through and he starts finding out more about who his dad is and was. And he invents some new technology in this. And and there's some good stuff. There's a lot of good moments. It's an MCU movie. They're high quality. And in 43rd place, I think we're at 43, we have The King's Speech. Never thought in a million years I'd enjoy this movie. Just the idea of it doesn't seem like it's my cup of tea, but honestly, Colin Firth here as the lead, as King George the Sixth, trying to learn how to talk and give a good speech that he has to deliver, but he has a brutal lisp, and he's trying to, like, he brings Jeffrey Rush in to try and coach him on how to get through it all, but he delivered, like, it's all just him building up to giving the nation a massive speech, and it sounds super boring, and it probably would be for some people, but I enjoyed it because their acting was so damn good. It was the Academy Award winner for Best Picture in 2010. Yeah, decent movie. Definitely check it out if you haven't. Give it a chance. Even if that premise sounds so damn boring, it might intrigue you. And next up, we have another one from Adam Green. This is Hatchet 2. Not my favorite in the series, but I enjoy this. Oh my god, the quotes on here. Bloody disgusting. One of the best slasher films ever made. Okay. God, those quotes are hilarious to me. It's like... you should have your, like, website revoked when you make statements like that. Like, this is a solid, like, 3.5 for me. It's just a fun, ridiculous slasher. Tony Todd's awesome in this. They replace the lead actress and bring in, what's her name here? Oh, God. Danielle Harris. No, I blanked on her. But you got Kane Hodder in here. You got Tom Holland, the movie director. Yeah, it's just a brutal gore fest and just fun, ridiculous kills. You know what you're getting with these. Just things that are so ridiculous that they're not even gross, if you know what I mean. Like, when I watch these, I'm just laughing because the gore is so over the top and silly that it's comical. It's kind of the same feeling I have with the Terrifier series. Like, they're super gory, but it's kind of funny to me. They don't gross me out. And then next up, we have from my Ong Bak trilogy. This is number 3. Down here at the bottom. A bit of a disappointment on this for me because Ong Bak 2 is honestly like one of my all-time favorite martial arts movies. And number 3 picks up right where number 2 ends. But they get, like, number 2 is just a non-stop demonstration and how amazing Tony Jaa is at multiple different martial arts styles and weapon use and all kinds of cool shit and fast moving. Like, number 2, honestly, it's worth it buying this trilogy just to watch number 2. But this one is still solid. It's got lots of awesome martial arts sequences, but they bring in, like, heavy supernatural stuff, and I'm kind of out of it. Like, I'm not expecting it from this. I'm like, like witch doctor type shit, and like, it's still cool, but I don't know. This trilogy is reasonably priced as well. Get all 3 of them on one here. And next up, we have Remember Me. This is an absolute tear fucking jerker. Like, looking at this, it's like Robert Pattinson, Emily DeRaven, Chris Cooper, Lena Olin, and Pierce Brosnan. And you think it's like a D-list rom-com, basically. But it is so much more than that, and I don't want to give away what this movie is. Don't look it up either. Actually, just watch it. Because if you know what's going to happen in the final act, it will take away from how shocked I was. Like, I gave this a 4 because I was just like, it blew me away at the end. I was like, good God. This is emotional as fuck. I did not see it But yeah, solid stuff. Goes in a direction you're not expecting. Good stuff. That's probably an underrated gem right there. I might be the only person in the history of YouTube to talk about Remember Me. Next up here is Piranha, the remake from 2010 here. Just a fun, ridiculous movie. It's just silly. Every scene just leads one silly scene into the next. Just a good time movie. Gets really gory and bloody in the final act, but to be honest, there's so much CG that I'm kind of, it doesn't bother me. I'm just like, oh, that's funny. Funny looking. But it's decent. It's a fun, just sex-filled, lots of boobs, lots of ass, just basically silliness. Like, there's literally a scene in this where everyone's seen most of these movies, so it's hard to talk about them as if you haven't, but the scene where they're the two, like, wannabe movie stars are swimming naked underwater. They're doing, like, slow motion scenes and of them just swimming by completely butt naked, and it's comical. I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah. And next up here we have Devil. Just watched this for the first time, actually. I had never seen it, and then I was like, I'll check this one out. It's been in my collection for fucking years at this point. And it's basically, everyone's just trapped on an elevator, and weird, demonic shit starts happening, and one of them starts dying brutally inside the elevator, one at a time. When the lights go out, nobody knows what's happening or who's killing who. And then there's a detective on the outside trying to solve and figure this out, what's going on. They all have shady pasts, so you're kind of suspicious of what's going on the whole time. And then it all leads to a pretty solid, like, twist. You could call it a twist little ending. I seen it coming, but it is going for a twist ending, which I thought was pretty solid. Produced by M. Night Shyamalan. Next up, this is from DC Comics, and this is Red. This is just a fun, ridiculous action comedy starring, like, a whole bunch of people. Bruce Willis, Morgan Freeman, John Malkovich, Helen Mirren, Carl Urban, Mary Louise Parker from Weeds, Brian Cox is here, Richard Dreyfuss. It's a bunch of ex-hitmen, like Black Ops team, and they're all old and retired now, and they have to come back together because something's happening. And basically it's just comedy action. It's good. There's a lot of good moments. Solid stuff. Bruce Willis is especially funny. Next up here, this is from my Batman animated collection. Here, this is just the Blu-ray edition. I also have a 4K edition, but the problem is that 4K edition only comes with 10 of the animated movies, and this comes with that many, 18. So this is an awesome box set here. But today we're talking about Batman Under the Red Hood, which is a really solid one, honest to God. I really like Batman Under the Red Hood. It introduces Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. He's playing the voice of Red Hood, which he will eventually, this is his first crack into the DC animated universe with voice work, and he eventually takes over as Batman, and he does Batman now in all the newer ones. He's been doing it for quite a while. But yeah, Under the Red Hood, it's basically a mystery on who Red Hood is and why he's doing what he's doing, and Batman's got to solve it. Detective style. Good stuff. Next up, another DC movie. This is The Losers. Um, this is one of the ones I didn't rewatch because I already had it ranked and rated. I watched it a few years ago. So I don't remember specific scenes, but I remember loving this cast. And especially Jeffrey Dean Morgan. They got Zoe Saldana, Chris Evans, Idris Elba, Columbus Short, Jason Patrick. And basically it's just a ridiculous action movie. Done by DC and Vertigo Comics. But if you ever seen like A-Team, it's kind of in that vein where it's just over the top crazy action sequences led with some pretty solid comedy that lands for the most part. And yeah, check out The Losers. I don't think this has got a 4K. It's probably just sitting like this. Ooh, next one's from Kevin Smith. This is Cop Out here. Solid one. Actually, it's got a $1 sticker on it. I paid $1 for it on Blu-ray with a slipcover. Actually, I can take that sticker off while I'm here. Usually this is a local movie, well, technically it's a record store, but they have tons of used movies, DVDs that are 6 for $5, and there's literally walls of them just stacked on top of each other as high as you can go. So it's a pretty solid little record store here in Woodstock. Sells a lot of used shit, but they have a $1 Blu-ray section where there's just tons of used Blu-rays. And yeah, I picked up Cop Out for $1 along with a ton of other movies in my collection. And this slip's actually in pretty solid condition too for only being $1. But yeah, directed by Kevin Smith, Bruce Willis and Tracy Morgan. I think, like, I love buddy cop movies, and that's what this is. Basically, it's just a buddy cop comedy, where Bruce Willis's daughter's getting married, and his ex-wife and her new husband want to pay for the whole wedding, and Bruce Willis is like, fuck that, I want to pay for my daughter's wedding. So he takes his old, he has an old framed rookie baseball card that's worth like 50 grand, and he's taking it to the pawn shop to sell it and get enough money to pay for his daughter's wedding, and he gets robbed outside of the inside the store. And so the whole movie just becomes him and Tracy Morgan trying to hunt down who stole his baseball card. There's some excellent scenes with Sean William Scott in this. Just funny. Tracy Morgan's hilarious. One of his funniest roles, I think, that I've seen in a movie. And then we have MacGruber. I absolutely love this movie. It's so funny. Oh man, it can get old, but I think Will Forte just nails this role so much. And Kristen Wiig and Ryan Phillippe is awesome as well. But this is all about MacGruber himself. He's just like a overconfident. Everyone's seen the skits on Saturday Night Live. I don't need to explain what it is. He just freaking thinks he can solve everything, but he's completely useless. And there's some scenes in this, though. Like, there's one scene where he goes to put together, like, a super team of good guys to go take down the villain, Val Kilmer, and the bad guys. And so all these wrestlers, you got Chris Jericho, Big Show, MVP, you got a whole bunch of, like, wrestlers that were really popular around this time. And he gets them all in a van, and then he blows the van up by accident and kills them all. It's just like, just ridiculous. There's a sex scene in this that's one of the funniest sex scenes ever filmed, in my opinion. I can't even stop laughing when this is happening. So fucking funny. But yeah, next up, another comedy here. This is Hot Tub Time Machine. Another one. Here's the thing. First time I watched this would have been much, much higher on this list. I remember just die laughing in the theater when me and Kayla went to see this. But upon this watch, some of the jokes didn't land for me quite as much, and I found it a little less entertaining. So I was just like, it doesn't deserve to be as high as I would have had it. So it dropped. But yeah, lots of great comedy. Ends with Rob Corddry singing an awesome cover of Motley Crue's, but he changes the name because they go to the past, and then he stays in the past. He doesn't come back with them. So when they get back to the future, he's done all kinds of crazy shit, including creating the band Motley Lou, because his name's Lou. And it's just funny. You gotta see it. It's hard to explain comedy. You gotta watch it for yourself. But anyways, on to the next one here. We have Unstoppable. Now this is a very basic true story movie about Denzel Washington. Oh, not Denzel Washington, but Denzel Washington and Chris Pine are playing the two leads of two real guys that got on a train, and the train ended up they ended up running into a ghost train that's just flying down the train tracks, smashing through shit, and they have to try to they have to try to stop it. It's that simple of a storyline, but it's very intense, and it's just good. It's a good story and character building of these two guys. Like, you care about their characters. Brutal on some of what almost happens. Like, the build up to the finale is pretty fucking intense. Pretty awesome. I really love Unstoppable. Like, it's excellent. Underrated movie. Next up here, we have Ridley Scott's Robin Hood, with Russell Crowe and Cate Blanchett amongst and all like superstars, lineup of cast members here. I can't even remember all their damn names. We got William Hurt, Mark Strong, Mark Addy, Oscar Isaac, Danny Huston, Aileen Atkins, Max von Sydow. Like, it's just a stacked cast. And one thing that sucked about this 4K is it has a tiny little freaking mark on the disc, and it froze on me a couple times. I was pissed off. I had to switch it over to the Blu-ray. Thankfully, it comes with both. But it's a solid take on Robin Hood's story. It's more epic and brutal, and like a lot of emotion in it. It isn't just some dude stealing from the poor and giving to the rich. It's like deeper, much deeper. There hasn't been any good, solid epics, like sword and sandal style epics. Those are kind of fading. We got one last year, Gladiator 2, but it wasn't anything to write home about. It was okay. But I really enjoyed this. That's why I made it so high for the year. Next up, we have Machete from Robert Rodriguez. This is one of the Grindhouse trailers from the beginning of the Grindhouse double feature. This is one of the trailers they made into a full-length movie and ended up getting a sequel. But this is another, like, stacked-ass cast. Whole bunch, like, everyone, basically, you've seen before. Just silly, ridiculous action. Like, this is, like, fucking, I don't even know how to explain it, like Naked Gun level of ridiculous action where it's just silly. But it's cool, though. Like, I actually really enjoy it. Danny Trejo, I'd say this is one of his, like where he's the star of the movie. I would say it's one of his best roles. He's in lots of movies where he's not the lead that he's really good in, but I think as the main attraction, he does an excellent job here. I actually love his character. I think he's fucking awesome in it. Next up, we have the return of Denzel Washington again. This is The Book of Eli. Solid stuff here. There's a twist ending where there's something up with Denzel Washington's character, Eli. And I didn't actually know it was coming because I had never read the book or anything like that. So I was like kind of shocked. But it's just like an apocalyptic future where water's really scarce and it's just hard to survive. And Denzel Washington's character is just going across the land and he's bumping into characters and you're meeting the cast of characters and just seeing how brutal this world actually is. It's one of those style movies. Some pretty solid action sequences. It's good stuff. Directed by the Hughes brothers. Jennifer Beals. Ray Stevenson. Rest in peace to him. Mila Kunis. Gary Oldman. Like, there's a bunch of people in it. But yeah, good stuff there. Definitely check that out. Now, one of my daughter's favorite movies of all time. This is Tangled. Of course, I have it on 4K because she loves it so much. And I actually find it really fucking solid myself. I understand why she loves the movie so much. Discs are loose in these. Fucking annoying. There's a digital for it if anybody wants that. I don't use these digitals. And it's probably a 4K digital, I'm not sure. But yeah, Tangled. Flynn Rider. Solid stuff. Like, this one I didn't rewatch. I haven't watched it since last time Brielle asked to watch it out here. So it's been a couple of years, actually. But, yeah, I love Rapunzel's story and her freaking insane hair. And Flynn Rider's awesome in this. It's just a really good, solid Disney film. Leave it at that. Don't need to go into deep on Tangled and Rapunzel. Now, in 26th place, we have The Crazies, remake of the George Romero classic. And I'm going to be honest, I actually like this version better than his. I know, piss some people off. I don't know, I love Timothy Olyphant. I think he's an excellent actor. I love him in everything he's in. Rhoda Mitchell is in this. Daniel Panabaker. She's okay. But yeah, it's just, I love the build-up where everyone starts to go crazy. Like, I'm a big fan of you're getting to know these characters and the world and before everything goes to shit. A lot of these kind of movies, they start and it's already the apocalypse and they're just living in the world. This one gives you the lead up and everything, and I like that, where people are starting to go crazy and lose their minds, so they're twitching out and getting scary, and it's pretty solid. There's some actually creepy ass scenes, so not a ton of gore, but enough to keep you entertained. But yeah, The Crazies in 26th place. That's my bottom 25. Now I can pull up my top 25 here. Let's see how long it takes me to get through these 25. In 25th place, we have Clash of Titans. Now this has gotten an Arrow Video 4K, and I'll probably upgrade to it because I just rewatched this and I forgot how much I liked this movie. I always thought it was like super cheesy and shit, but this is another one of those cases like Sword and Sandal type movies mixed with one of my favorite passions, and that's Greek mythology and just mythology in general. But stellar cast, obviously. You got tons of fucking top lead actors here in all the roles. Mads Mikkelsen's always great. Liam Neeson and Ralph Fiennes, or Rafe Fiennes, awesome. But Sam Worthington in the lead here as Perseus. It's solid shit, man. It can get a bit cheesy, but they go through all kinds of classic Greek mythology creatures like Medusa, and then all the gods, obviously. And it's just an insane action epic. And it leads to a second movie. Gets a sequel. Which I also like. I don't think it's as good as this first one, but I actually like it. In 24th place, we have Troll Hunter. This one was a shocker. This one actually kind of blew my mind the first time I seen it. I watched it way back when it came out in 2010, and I was honestly kind of blown away. It's cool because it's like found footage. It's foreign language. What is this, like Sweden or Norwegian? Doesn't say, but it's one of those. It's like Norwegian or Swedish. Norwegian. Okay. But it's just on the myths of trolls and that they actually exist. So this group of documentary filmmakers they find this guy and he says that trolls exist. So they follow him around and trolls end up existing. And it's got some pretty fucking cool scenes. Like, I was like, this is actually really damn good. I thought this was going to be like throwaway, like not great at all type movie, but turned out to be awesome. You'll believe it when you see it. Absolutely phenomenal. Ain't it cool news? But yeah, if you don't own Troll Hunter, add this to your collection. Especially like as a horror fan. It's excellent. Here, I'll turn these this way. Just start stacking them that way. You can actually see the spines as I'm going. I don't know why I don't always do that. It's weird. And then next up, this is a solid action thriller. I really enjoy this. I think this movie doesn't get enough buzz. And it's Salt. With Angelina Jolie. Liev Schreiber's in this. Yeah, there's a bunch of people. This doesn't really have their names on the back, but basically it's like a spy movie. And they bring in, like, Evelyn Salt is her name. And she works for the American, like, CIA. And they're interrogating a terrorist they caught, and he ends up naming sleeper cells across America. And he names Evelyn Salt as a foreign spy. And so then all the, like, agency turns around and they're like, what the hell? And so basically they're just on the run chasing her to the movie, and you're trying to figure out whether or not she is what she says she is. And it's solid. It's a good fucking action thriller. I like it a lot. Next up here, we have one that used to be much, much higher on my list. But upon this watch, I realized that it's not quite as good as I remembered it, and my hype is gone now. And that's the first Expendables. Expendables 1. I got them in the whole trilogy here on 4K. Comes with the Blu-rays as well. This is a pretty... Oh, here we go. We have another digital copy here. Anybody wants it? I bought this brand new, so it should be available still. But yeah, good stuff there. Comes with all three of them, Blu-ray and 4K. Awesome little set here. Look and sound awesome on 4K as well. But yeah, man, I was so pumped when this first came out. I was like, oh my god, all my favorite action heroes coming together in one fucking movie. This is epic as shit. And when I went to see it in the theater, I loved it. I was like, man, this is so cool. Just seeing all these guys in one movie. And then on this watch, after seeing number 2, where they just up the bar, and then number 3, where they up the bar again. And number 2 is my favorite of all 4 of them. But this one is still awesome. Like, I still enjoyed the hell out of it, and I think everybody's nailing their roles. Jason Statham as Christmas is fucking awesome. Just a lot of good moments in this. I love the moments where they get back to the bar and they're talking to Mickey Rourke, his character, and they just find ways to squeeze everybody in these. And then in the second movie, they bring in even more of my all-time favorites, and it's just like, oh man, and up the ridiculousness. So yeah, good trilogy to get on 4K. Definitely check it out. Next up here, we have Due Date. Now, one of my favorite comedies of all time is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with John Candy and Steve Martin. And this is basically a remake, sort of. In its own way, it's just the same thing. Robert Downey Jr.'s having a terrible day, and he runs into, what's his name, Zach Galifianakis' character. And basically, he just has to travel across the country with them because of circumstances that are created. Same kind of thing as Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And basically, Zach Galifianakis is just an annoying, hard to be around person, but Robert Downey Jr. is also an uptight, hard to be around person. And it's just they become best friends by the time it's over. I just say breast friends. Sorry, I haven't talked this long on a video in a while. My words are starting to get fucky. But yeah, Due Date, there's tons of fun, man. I love the scene where they're smoking dope in the car and listening to Pink Floyd. It ends with them having an insane car accident while Robert Downey Jr. is sleeping. It's got tons of funny moments in here. Jamie Foxx comes in for a small role that's pretty hilarious. A lot of good stuff there. It ends with some good heartfelt moments. Lots of good heartfelt moments throughout it, actually, that are also comedic. Alright, next up here, this one is going to shock a lot of people at how low I have it, because it's one of the year's biggest movies. Everyone just loves this fucking movie, and it's Christopher Nolan's Inception. We're getting into my top tier here now. So this is still, I love the movie, it's awesome. Just the rest of these I enjoy more. Upon this watch, I wasn't that impressed with it. I was kind of bored, and like, if I was doing this ranking probably back in 2010, this would be higher. But, I mean, if a movie can't stand the test of time and be enjoyable for multiple watches, then I guess it's just my personal taste. Inception's going this low. But, ooh, floater discs again. I can love it. God, they need to make these things on the inside tighter. You know how many discs I buy and they come and the discs floating around? I even had a scratched 4K a few days ago, last week, when I bought a movie brand new. It was not only was it a floater, but I actually took it out and the disc was all scratched to shit. I was like, fuck. But yeah, Inception, insane, stellar cast. It's a Christopher Nolan movie. Like, the cast is ridiculous on this. Yeah. If you haven't seen Inception, obviously check it out. Some people probably have it at number 1 for the year. Next up, see, this is funny. I have this above Inception, and that's Grown Ups. Hey, I'm sorry. I know a lot of people hate this movie, but every time I turn it on, it's just a comfort movie. I just laugh and have a good time, and it's just fun watching all these guys act together. And it's kind of like the Expendables Adam Sandler edition, where he just gets all his friends in one movie instead of separating them all the time. It's just like, yeah, I'm getting everyone. We're doing a collab here. And it's solid. There's tons of funny shit. The fucking huge muscular guy scene where all the wives are sunbathing at the water park. and they're looking across trying to look sexy for this big lifeguard. He's just ripped as shit. And then they get him to come over, and when he talks, he's like, "Hey girls, I'm from Saskatoon." It's fucking ridiculous. And they all crack up laughing right in his face. There's just a lot of really silly Adam Sandler style comedy. But I like it. It's going right there. I'm gonna do a count here. I lost track of how many I'm at. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So this is number 18. In 18th place, we have another big name movie of the year that a lot of people liked a little more than me, but I think this is masterclass though. This comes from Martin Scorsese, and it is Shutter Island. Some people classify this as horror, but after this watch, it's not horror at all. This is like film noir, murder mystery, and it's so good. Like, honestly, all these movies to come now were so hard for me to rank. It was just like, oh man, where do I put this? But I think it deserves here because I think it runs a little bit too long. Like, in the final act, I started to feel myself getting worn down by it. And I was like, all right, this needs to get along, especially on a multiple viewing. But it's solid stuff. There's a good twist if you haven't seen it. Basically, Leonardo DiCaprio's character arrives on an island, like in an asylum, and they're investigating a disappearance murder, and you don't know what the fuck's going on. It's just slowly piecing it together, and you're kind of guessing and trying to figure out what's going on. It's a good one, filmed in like just a black noir type feel, like just really good. And in 17th place, we have Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Now, this one was really good because I watched this for the first time like 3 years ago, and I didn't know what this was about. I actually thought that it was about these two. I thought it was a horror comedy about these two rednecks killing teenagers. I didn't realize what it actually is, and that they don't kill anybody, and they're not bad guys, and the teenagers are just all killing themselves basically, and it just shocked me. I was laughing my ass off. I loved that it tricked me, and I didn't know what the heck was going on. But yeah, good stuff. If you haven't seen it, add it to your collection. Next up here, I don't have this in an individual collection, but it's from my Predator 4 movie collection. And this is Predators with, what's his name? Fucking Adrian Brody. A whole bunch of cast here, too. Topher Grace, Lawrence Fishburne, a whole bunch of cast members like Danny Trejo, and I can't even remember all their names, but a whole bunch of people, and they all land. The movie starts with them all falling out of the sky and landing on a predator planet, and they don't know who they are. They don't know each other, so they're all meeting. It's just building up their characters. I think this is excellent. I think this is like top tier Predator shit. It's just a solid movie. Adrian Brody's good in pretty much everything. He's a great actor doing a average action sci-fi film. So he ups it. I just like some of the moments. They find the classic Predator on a stake and by his own kind, and they let him go, and they join forces to fight the bigger, more threatening predators. And just good stuff, man. If you haven't seen Predators, definitely pick this up. I probably should pick up the 4K collection eventually, but you know what? I already have the first one on 4K by itself. And I think I even have The Predator on 4K by itself. So, it's fine. It's good enough. I just like watching the movies anyway. Next up here, we have Kick-Ass. I think this is a Marvel movie. Like Marvel owns whatever comic book line did it. No, it does say Marvel on it. Okay. But yeah, this is just a fun, ridiculous action, like hero movie, superhero movie. Good cast. Aaron Johnson, one of his earlier roles. Nicolas Cage is phenomenal in this. Chloe Grace Moretz kind of stealing the show as It Girl. Or Hit Girl, sorry. Fuck am I smoking? Yeah. One of the most wildly entertaining, crowd-pleasing action films since Kill Bill. And it's just a very brutal, violent take on superhero movies, which were just exploding at this time. So they were like, yeah, let's do one where it's just brutal. And these guys aren't real superheroes. They're just people that they're vigilantes. And there's a lot of excellent moments. Kick-Ass is a must-see. Fun shit. Next up is from my Harry Potter 4K collection here. This is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 1. One of my least favorite in the entire Harry Potter franchise. That's why it's as low as it is. Still love it, because I love all the Harry Potter movies, but I think this might be my least favorite. It's one book done in 2 movies, and it kind of feels like that to me. Like it's a little too slow. It's taken a little bit too long to get to where it needs to go. And it's still great stuff. In this 4K collection, honest God, you gotta watch these movies on 4K. They're just fucking beautiful looking and sounding, especially sounding. The sound is truly where it's at. But yeah, it's Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. It's the lead up to the finale of the whole phenomenon. Now, next up we have, this is from my How to Train Your Dragon collection. And this is the first one, How to Train Your Dragon, the animated version. And I just watched this for the first time this year, actually, in anticipation for the live action version. And this one actually was really fucking good. Kind of blew me away. Like, I'm up into 4.5 territory now. So I forgot to give my scores for everything, but we're at 4.5 territory. And How to Train Your Dragon is just solid action fun, great characters, awesome finale. I never went to see the live action in the theater, and I'm kind of, I have it on 4K and I haven't even watched it yet, but I'm kind of excited to see what they do with the end, with the giant dragon and just how many dragons there are. I should probably watch that 4K tomorrow and check it out. But yeah, How to Train Your Dragon. Good collection too. Cheap way to get all the movies in your collection. Like, you can buy them all individually, a couple of them individually on 4K, but I mean, why? And then we have another 4.5 from me, and that's The Last Exorcism. I love the storyline in this. I don't know what it is. It's not the most scary movie you've ever seen. It's not the most original movie you've ever seen. I just enjoy the fake priest, where he doesn't believe in what he does. He's just doing it for the money, basically. And then he runs into the real deal. And then it isn't the real deal, but yes, it is the real deal. And there's twists, and then a brutal ending, and just good stuff. Awesome. It's presented by Eli Roth. I was going to say, this isn't directed by him. This is just presented. Eli Roth presents. And good pick for him here. Actually, with the second movie, not so much. It's fucking terrible, actually. But this first one, I think, is awesome. Character building. Especially the part where she's like, I'm going to give you a blowing job. That is just fucking ridiculous. Now, we're getting into, like, insane territory here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is number 11. We're almost at my top 10 here. This was hard. This top 10 was really brutal, so don't pick on me for where I'm placing these. But in 11th place, I put True Grit. Honestly, one of the best westerns I've ever seen. I'm not a huge western person. I haven't seen a ton throughout history. I've probably seen less than 100 westerns in my life. But this by Joel and Ethan Coen, the Coen brothers, I think this is just fucking excellent. It's so like gritty and just everyone nails their roles. Josh Brolin is awesome in this. Jeff Bridges, Matt Damon, what's her name? Jeez, she was just in Sinners. Haley Steinfeld. Jeez. Long run time on this? Well, actually, no, it's not that bad. It's only 110 minutes, not even 2 hours. It felt long. I don't know if that's a good thing, but it felt like a long run time. But I was sucked into these characters so much, and it was just one of those movies where you want to know more about these damn characters. And there's not enough movie to give you everything you want to know. But excellent scenes. Just a gritty-ass, dirty, hot movie. Now, my top 10. This was a hard top 10. This is a pretty stacked year, in my opinion. The beginning of 2010s here. They're off to a good start with 2010. I think out the gate, if you're ranking decades, this is a pretty solid start. And here in 10th place, just watched this for the first time 2 months ago, and it's I Saw the Devil. Unbelievable, to be honest. I couldn't actually... This movie shocked me, made me sick to my stomach, had me on the edge of my seat for sequences. Just fucking brutal. This is like a rape, revenge, serial killer movie where the bad guy is just a relentless, gross, disgusting human being, and it shows way more than you ever want to see. And I was just shocked at some of the scenes in this. I was like, oh my god, really? Like, this is fucked. I didn't even know. I figured this is just some Asian horror. I didn't know anything about it. So when I watched this, I was just in the opening 15 minutes. I'm like, ooh, this is going to be a tough one for me. I struggle with these kind of movies. But fucking solid, man. Solid finale, too. Just awesome. I Saw the Devil. If you don't own that, add that shit to your collection. And then in 9th place, this is a movie that almost no one liked. But I actually have tons of fun with this. I think it's excellent. And that's The Wolfman. The CG can get a little bit fucky in a few parts. But honestly, I love what they did here with this storyline. It's just, like, I love the original Wolfman too, don't get me wrong. But this is just, it goes so deep. It just gives you so much more of the world and the gothic castle feel. And Benicio del Toro, I think, nails it here. He's just fucking awesome. And excellent scenes, like when he's actually strapped in the science lab and they're all talking about how he's just got a mental disease and thinks he's a werewolf, and then he turns into one in front of all the science geeks, all the doctors, and just great scenes. Just an excellent, well-made, classy-ass movie. If you don't have... This has a 4K, too, from Scream Factory. I probably need to get, but this Blu-ray collection I have, like, this is a nice slipcover. It's got tons of discs. Like, we got a 3-disc collector edition here. Like, just, I don't know. It's unrated director's cut as well. I don't know if I need to get the 4K. Like, I should, because this is a kind of movie that should look as beautiful as it possibly can. But I don't know. We'll see. Now, in 8th place, we have James Wan's Insidious. I love the Insidious series. I think it's freaking excellent. Great storytelling. Like, I'm sucked right in on these. I love all the characters that they introduce throughout the series, but this first one I think does an excellent job at just giving you something fresh. Like, uh, it's hard when you talk about these movies after there's been this long of a gap between when they came out to now, because now we've seen the storyline in five other movies, and but the original storyline is actually pretty damn unique and imaginative and well written. And I think the characters nail this. Patrick Wilson's awesome in this. Um, Rose Byrne is my biggest problem. I've always had a kind of a problem with her acting. Like, she's good in a few things, but in some things, I don't know. I don't think she nails it that great. But Lin Shaye's awesome here. You have Lee Winnell, um, who goes on to direct movies like The Wolf Man that came out this year, the beginning of the year. Um, but yeah, I love some of the scenes, and plus, like, fuck, Darth Maul demon. Now in seventh place, I have a movie that I think is one of my favorite comedies of all time. And I know it doesn't get a lot of praise, but God, I just think this movie's awesome. Like I said before, I love buddy cop movies, and that's The Other Guys. I find this movie just funny as shit. Like, I'm laughing so hard. It's got awesome action. It's got a good storyline that you're following to figure out what's going on here. It has everything. I honestly think, like, we're pushing 5 territory now. 5 out of 5 for me. And I did only give this a 4.5, but we're pushing on to that, like, could be 5s territory. But yeah, The Other Guys, man. Aim for the bushes. Fucking love it. Now, this next one is a really serious, awesome, brutal movie that I need to get the 4K on. This is The Town, directed by Ben Affleck. Excellent cast here. All, like, everyone's pulling off pretty solid Boston accents here. And it's a heist movie, but it isn't, though. That's not all this is. It's so much deeper than that, and you just get to know these characters and why they're doing robbing. And it's so intense. Jeremy Renner is fucking another level in this, especially in the final act with what happens with him. It's so good. This was a hard one for me to not be higher, because it didn't make my top 5. This is number 6. And I think The Town is a must watch. If you haven't seen it in a long time, throw it on, because I think it might shock you at how good it actually is. Now we cracked my top 5 of 2010. First one is from my Columbia Classics 4K collection, volume 2. I didn't pull the whole box out because I didn't feel like it, but it's The Social Network. This one I just watched. Like, I've seen it multiple times, but I just watched this 4K for the first time tonight before I started recording. But it comes with the Blu-ray, it comes with your Blu-ray special features disc, and then you got your 4K disc. These Columbia Classics collections are actually really well done. All the movies come with their own little slipcover. But yeah, I was saying to Kayla when we were watching this that this movie is way better than it has the right to be. Like, it's just a story about how Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook, and it's pretty simplistic. But I love, like, I think the filmmaking from David Fincher and the score from, I believe Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails did the score on this. I'm pretty sure. Want to be sure on that, but yep, music by Trent Reznor. Okay. They just nail it so well that they take simplistic scenes and make them feel so, like, intense and epic by the score behind it. It's just like, wow, this is good. And it's just a cool character study. And I know that not everything's true, because it's only certain people's sides of the stories, and take it for what it is. But I just find like, watching all these characters play out. It's really heartfelt, and I feel for everybody at different moments, except uh, Justin Timberlake's character. I don't feel for him at all. I think he's a douche. Sean Parker, I think, creator of Napster. I think he's a douchebag. And then in fourth place, this was another one that the music is kind of how awesome, how much I love this, because I love Swan Lake, and it's Black Swan. Natalie Portman fucking pulling off acting that I didn't even know she was capable of, because to be honest, I don't really find her that good of an actress. But in this movie, it's like, oh, okay, I was wrong. I stand corrected. Darren Aronofsky, he always has some deep, artsy feel to his movies, and this one is no exception. But I love the fucking storyline here. Like, even, like, it's just so sad and emotional, but then cool and epic and, like, gothic as shit, and I just love it. I think Black Swan is masterpiece territory. We're into, like, the 5 stars now for me. And anyone, like, every time, everyone always chalks this up to the freaking lesbian scene that's like 30 or 20 seconds long, where Mila Kunis and her have a quick little eat you out moment, if you're allowed to say that. Everyone chalks this movie up to that, but it's so little of this movie. Like, it's really nothing, and there's a good point to it as well. It's meaningful. It isn't just, oh look, lesbian sex. It's more than that. But man, if you haven't seen Black Swan, I don't know if this has gotten a 4K. I don't think it has, but if it does, I'll be picking it up, because the music and visuals in this are just another level. I love it. Now, my top 3. This is tough, man. But in third place, I have The Fighter. Just love this movie. I've watched this probably 15 times since 2010. That's like once a year. And I just love the characters here. Christian Bale is just nailing this role as a freaking crackhead brother of Mark Wahlberg. And I just love the build-up here. It's just, not the build-up, just the, like, character story here, where it's based on Mickey Ward, a real-life boxer, played by Mark Wahlberg. Sorry, my throat's getting really fucking dry, and I'm starting to run out of brain capacity. I haven't done a long video in a while. What they, like, one of my favorite scenes in this movie is when Christian Bale's character's in prison, and he's all proud, and his whole family's proud, because he's about to watch a documentary that they've been making on him. And it's because they didn't know that the whole documentary is just about what crack does to you. So he thinks they're following him around to tell his life story about the time he knocked down Sugar Ray Leonard. But no, it's to show you crack addiction in America and how awful it is on people. And it's so emotional. Like, I honestly, there's multiple times in this movie where I have just a couple tears, just from, like, feeling horrible for some of these characters. And then there's some excellent boxing scenes. It's a good movie, man. The Fighter deserved its 7 Academy Award nominations. Probably deserved its Best Picture, too, over King's Speech. Like, that's what I would personally choose. But my top 2 are pure 5-star movies. One of them, almost nobody will agree with, because it's one of my personal favorite genres of movies. And that's my number 2 pick. And it's from my 4K 4-movie collection, but I just pulled this one out. And it's Ip Man 2. I fucking love the Ip Man series. All 4 of them. and like with Donnie Yen. And this one, I think, is my favorite of them all. This one brings in classic martial artists like Sammo Hung, who I love in the 70s and 80s comedy martial arts movies with Jackie Chan and all kinds by himself too. But he's fucking badass looking in these older movies. As an older man. I think he's awesome in this. But there is some of the best martial arts scenes I've ever seen in this movie. They're so good that I'm just sucked in. And yes, some of it's like wire fu addition, but I'm not 100% positive on that, but it's so crazy looking that it would have to be. But it is just, the modern world is approaching the time of martial arts masters existing. And it's just how they're struggling to adapt to the new world. And it just leads to some excellent fucking martial arts scenes. I can't say enough. Donnie Yen is freaking phenomenal in these movies. If you haven't seen the Ip Man series, any of them, at least just watch the first two. Number one and this one. Because they all kind of lead into one another. It's his whole story, true story. Okay, of the guy that trained Bruce Lee. I know that's silly to chalk his life up to that. But this gives you his life, and it's cool. But, as much as I love that movie, this movie, from Edgar Wright, I've thrown on a million times. Everyone in my house loves it. I absolutely love it. The cheese in it is phenomenal. And that's Scott Pilgrim versus the World. One of Edgar Wright's biggest failures, I believe. Pretty sure this movie was like pulled from theaters because it was doing so bad and not making money. I do need to upgrade to the 4K on this. This is one I need to grab. I might even go order it as soon as I get off here, actually. But I love every scene in this movie. I think it's just so well shot and so well written, and the comedy just lands. If you play video games, it has lots of video game references. All the characters are fucking awesome. You hate some of them, you love some of them. Kieran Culkin is fucking phenomenal in this as the gay roommate. It's freaking hilarious. I say gay roommate just because that is literally the character he's playing. Like, I'm not adding the gay in just because. Like, no, he's playing the gay roommate. And, yeah, everyone nails it. Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Awesome. Michael Cera, probably his best role in my opinion. Superbad's pretty good, but I mean, this is like all him. He's the lead. But yeah, that's my 2010 50 movie ranking. It's a pretty fucking solid start to the 2010s, I would say. And I'm probably missing a bunch of other people's favorites, but this is my personal top 50. And there's a few I haven't seen that would probably be able to squeak their way into this. I'm not sure. I haven't seen them and I don't know much about them, but I own over 100 movies from 2010. And I was going to do them all. I was going to be like, here's my whole 2010 collection and ranking, but I was just like, you know what? They're not, I've seen them all, and they're not, this is my actual top 50. I don't need to do 100. It just go on forever and ever. But I think all 50 of these are must-owns, adding to your collection. So if you want to use my video as a reference guide to just be like a check mark. Got it. Honestly, that's kind of why I do this, is just to showcase what I think is the must-owns for your collection. But I'm going to jump off. Tomorrow night or the night after, I'll probably record my next round video for the 2000s horror movie rankings I'm doing, Battle Royals. And if I'm feeling up to it, I might even do 2 rounds in tomorrow night's episode. Round 6 and round 7. Do them back to back in one episode. So I'll hopefully talk to you tomorrow or the next day. Thank you.